What's up, Juventini? Welcome back to the AJC, your channel dedicated to Juventus. We got Cagliari today, and is it back to the bench for Miretti? Who is Spalletti going to trust following up, finally, a victory, the first one in Champions League? We've got some interesting news in the headlines around Juventus. We got some pretty cool stuff, and we got some fun stuff that we're going to go through today, all right? And we're going to get ready for this game in Serie A that has to be a victory for Juve. But we will be facing kryptonite. We'll be facing kryptonite in the form of what to expect from our opponent. And I told you, it's going to be a whole different world in Italy, and we're ready to tackle that one. We got Trim, we got Omer. Fellas, how you doing? Trimmy, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. Good morning to both of you guys. Good morning to everybody in the chat. It's no better place to be here on a Saturday morning in Toronto than getting ready with you fellas and the chat for a big match today. So to your point, it's going to be a completely different world today against Cagliari compared to what it was a snowy affair in Bodo. It was much more wide open, so we got to get ready for the parking of the bus by Cagliari, and let's see what the boys got today, man.
Oh, yeah, they're going to have to figure it out, and some of the decisions Spalletti makes, he might be going against what I told him he's going to have to do to break that bus, but we'll see what he goes with. We'll tackle it all as we get into this one. Omer, how you doing, brother? Nice little display setup now all of a sudden. I just know it's beautiful.
Oh, yeah, I worked on it. I had to do it. Yeah, I have some interesting stuff there. Thank you.
Nice.
Hello, chat. Hello, everyone. As always, great to be here. Cagliari on the agenda. Yeah, let's do it.
All right, all right. Now, what's up to the army? We got Gio in here. We got Benedetto in here. Ciao tutti. Lord Fizz in here. All right. And yes, a little bit of added time. You know what? We gotta get it built up here. We gotta get you guys fired up, ready to go. Okay, because we got a bunch to discuss here, so we're not gonna waste any time. Forza Juve Eric, great to see you in here. Chris, great to see you in here. Okay, Zwartwork Music, DR1S, all right, and everybody tuning in from X as well. Great to have you with us. Don't forget to head over to the actual YouTube channel, subscribe. There is a live watch along today for this matchup against Cagliari, and again, Juve's got to win. We are going to take a look at some of the headlines around Juve. First up, something that was pretty cool for me personally, like waking up to. I just absolutely love this. But Juve has changed the tunnel path for the players into the dressing room. And we got ourselves a look at all the previous captains of the club. And obviously, it stops here at Del Piero. But you could see there would be Buffon and then Chiellini as well in there. But pretty damn cool. There's a really cool video on it as well, but I think this is just class. If we want the players to realize they haven't accomplished anything, this is one way to really set the tone when they start looking at some of the captains and some of the leaders that this team used to have before. But what were you guys' thoughts when you saw that?
That's gorgeous.
Yeah,
it's beautiful. I didn't see the video, but there are three more even. Like, does Danilo get a photo? Because we saw Del Piero, Conte, Vialli, so the guys to the left should be like Buffon, Chiellini.
Yeah, I saw it up until Chiellini. I didn't see beyond that one, so yeah.
Can be.
But I mean, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna go with last year too and put Cambiaso, Gatti, McKennie, like Yildiz? Like, is everybody gonna? I don't think so.
No, you only add a player when he retires. That's when you think about it.
Yeah, that's the way it should be. But it's pretty nice, pretty stellar, and hopefully gives these guys a little bit of perspective that you guys really haven't done shit, you know. So like, let's go.
And a good idea for the hallway in your home.
Yeah,
I'm gonna start working on that. Yeah,
there you go. Now, for the news. Some of the headlines coming out this week here. Spalletti wants a four-man defense. So we keep hearing about this four-man defense, but they're tying it to targets. And they're like, Gedi Bioku keeps coming up, 20-year-old from Monaco, but he's apparently going to re-sign because they carry the option. They carry the option on what happens, and apparently they're going to take it up. But do you believe that's the reason, is that he still doesn't have what he needs to go into a four-man defense? Is that what you personally believe? Why Spalletti hasn't done it? He's talked about working on it in training. Do you think that's what's holding him back? Something missing?
No, I don't think so. I think the whole tactics talk about Spalletti and what's he going to do, I don't think that's his main focus right now. And that's the question. What's Juve's biggest problem right now that they should focus on? Because for me right now, it seems like he's sort of taking the easy way and working a lot more on the mental aspect. Because either way, like his system is not that easy to learn. Once he's at Napoli, like it took him a year. It really started clicking like the year after. So I'm definitely not expecting him to change completely how Juve plays in 1 month. It will take time to like actually see a functioning 4-3-3 or whatever. So I think he's working a lot more on the mental aspect and getting these guys in the right head and stop with all the bullshit nonsense that was going on there in the last few years.
All right. And Trim, what do you think?
Yeah, no, for me personally, like, I mean, I would think it's a pretty lame excuse if he was using that as the reason why he's not trying it. I'd like to hope and think in training sessions they have been trying to implement a four-man backline, any kind of formation with a four-man backline, because I think we do have 3 to 4 to 5 CBs that can play in the middle, and then out wide you've got your pick of Joao Mario, Cambiaso. If you want to try Kostic out there on the left side, you can. Coop now coming in, playing on the left side as a possible option, but even him, he can slide into the middle as well if need be. So I think that is an excuse, if anything, but obviously every coach, they want certain targets and they have their dream ideas of guys that are not on their roster right now that they're looking at and watching throughout the league or throughout the world, let's say, and they want to try to bring in and implement into their system. But I don't think that that's a good enough reason to not use it. They should definitely start trying it. I think for me personally, a good way to kind of start it out would be in the cup matches in Coppa Italia. And that's coming up midweek this week. That would be a good start because at least, we obviously want to advance in that. We want to try to win trophies and try to get as far as we can in that. But you're going to need a lot of rotation and a lot of resting. And we'll get into it with a guy like Kalulu as an example. So, take advantage of it and try to change things up. So that would be a good match to try it.
Yeah, I definitely, if it comes down to targets, I'm not buying it. Yeah. I do believe he's probably looked at, obviously he said he's tried. And he's looking at it, and they've looked at it. I don't believe it has anything to do with targets. If anything, it would be Bremer. And I don't believe he's going to go into a back four until probably Bremer returns, if he's going to think about it, because then he becomes a little bit more flooded. Because then all of a sudden, while you have Gatti, you have Kelly. Even when Rugani returns, it's like you're going to have all these guys. I don't know if it's the safest bet for Juve to just sit like a bunch of these guys. With Cope Miners, this is one of the interesting things. Do you try to go back to the midfield with this guy, or is this what's holding Spalletti back as well? So even when Bremer returns, is that going to hold him back because you're taking a guy that's finally playing with some confidence, finally playing at a good level, and then you're trying to put him back forward a little bit more? Because what Spalletti did makes complete sense. If there's one way to kind of explain Cope Miners, like the struggles there from Cope Miners, you'd probably say that the game seemed to be too fast for him. Like he almost just couldn't keep up, and he looked super slow. Now all of a sudden, if you want to slow a game down for people, you move them back naturally. So it all makes sense. That might be the biggest thing too. Do you throw this guy back into the middle of the pitch? And then it's going to come down to, what do you have going on in the middle of the pitch? And today, he might be going away with Miretti again. And I saw a hot take in the chat earlier claiming that Miretti only played 15 good minutes against Bodo Glimt, and he thinks that the performance was overrated. That was from Uwe Bunjo here. I'm going to actually disagree with that. I think he got substituted in the second half too. So I'm not sure how many minutes. His entire second half was strong. Him and Yildiz absolutely carved up Bodo Glimt. So I would personally disagree with it. Do you guys think that performance was overrated? Because I gave my thoughts on the whole thing with as far as this back four. I think there's a few things at play that are probably stopping Spalletti from doing it. But will this whole Serie A thing play a factor? Because ultimately, if he needs to get more firepower in the lineup, the only way to do it is to sacrifice somebody at the back. Because if you're going to try and break down a low block and you keep going, for me, this is going to be the biggest factor. He might be able to carry on with his three-man back in other style, in other games, bigger games where it might be open. But if they can't crack this down today and you need more firepower, you might have to have an alternative. So that's kind of where I'm at. I think there's a few things at play right now. I don't think it's completely written off that he won't do it. I just think there's a lot of things that it depends on. But Miretti, he might be on the bench today. Just keeping with this take, do you think it was an overrated performance against Bodo Glimt? Omer?
Overrated. I mean, it was balanced because the first half wasn't good. It's just the second half. Maybe a bit overrated. I don't think Bodo Glimt has done their homework on Juve. I think tying it to Miretti, I think he's maybe the best player at Juve right now in occupying dead spaces on the pitch, which there were a lot of versus Bodo Glimt. So they kind of in some way played into our hands, like Yildiz had a field day with the amount of space that they gave him. It won't be like that in Serie A. And that's my issue with Miretti. All the time, like he needs to learn to adapt. And I do like that he does. He's always next to the ball. He's always in the area. He's always a passing option. Like he always moves around. His execution is a bit problematic. Sometimes too slow. Sometimes not good enough. But it was a lot better than what we've seen from him so far in a Juve shirt. I do want to see where it goes, if he can evolve his game and to adapt to Serie A more. But I think Bodo played right into his area of expertise.
And Trim, what do you think about that hot take?
I would say it's not overrated. I think if anything, it was fairly rated. Like he did well. He had a poor first half, but he did much better in the second half. And it's not a surprise to me that when he was succeeding and doing better in the second half, he was moving the ball a lot quicker, making quicker decisions. Could that be also with different personnel on the field? Because at that point, we did make some subs in there, bringing on like Chico or having Chico and then Yildiz in there. That makes a big difference with Yildiz on the left side. Eventually bringing in David made a big difference for me personally. Openda was good too, not bad, but just the overall link up between the middle of the park and up front. We always stress how, for whatever reason, when we're playing in Serie A, it just seems like we're just so stagnant and not moving the ball quick enough. So I think he can offer that quicker decision making and quicker ball movement in there. So for a game like today, it would be key to have him in there. But there's obviously a reason Spalletti might not be putting him in at the start, might bring him in off the bench. So we'll have to wait and see. But I think it was a fairly rated game from him. I'm not one to overhype him too much. I do like him and I see potential in him, but I think he's just a young guy, just still trying to work out the kinks and get to become a more of a consistent starter. So
I think it's it's called out for exactly what it is. I think it's pretty damn simple. I mean, he brought something that the others don't out of the midfield. He got involved higher up the pitch and he broke down a defense. I mean, I'm not talking about the situations and the plays where it was open and we're transitioning or going at them and running at the defense. I'm talking about the ones in the second half where Yildiz and Miretti are working and the defense is set. Bodo is set in their defensive shell. And they still make 3-4 passes and all of a sudden Miretti's boom in behind the entire defense, crossing over, and then McKennie gets to it. It's little simple plays like this. Thuram can't give it to you. Locatelli can't give it to you. Weston McKennie can't give it to you in the middle. It's not overhype. It's not anything other than he does something that the others cannot do. The link up play from him in short passing scenarios, in tight, more technically difficult areas is better from him than it is the others. It's as simple as that. Is he the be-all, end-all? Is he a messiah? Absolutely not. Is he somebody that Juve should look to against a park bus? 1,000%. 1,000%.
Yeah, agree.
Let me ask you a question. Okay, with all the next gen talent we sold, take yourself 2 years back. If you can only keep one, let's say leave Yildiz out of it because he is in the team. If you could only keep one out of all the players we sold in the past 2-3 years, would Miretti be the guy you'd want to keep?
When we had, I know the talk at the time was always Rovella, Miretti, Fagioli. I actually picked Rovella over all of them.
No.
And I was like, I think Rovella's like probably got the highest ceiling out of all of them. But I don't know if I would have picked Miretti straight out of the bunch. No, I think I actually had Rovella as the highest for me.
Kind of got me interesting. I like how eventually he's the one who survived. Sule and all this Barrenechea and Bangula, all of these guys, and eventually Miretti is the only one to still standing. Even Keane to some degree. Fagioli definitely. Trim, what do you think?
But it was different. It's different at that time though, because
it has context.
This is how it could change though, because at that time Rovella also had 2 full seasons in Serie A. And he looked good. And he was playing for garbage teams. So it's like, okay, I actually like what he was doing at that time. He could have been a perfect change-up in the heart of the midfield for us. And then you look at Miretti, who clearly needed a loan. Fagioli had gone on loan. And then it was like, okay, it's time for him to break out. Naturally, the majority of our fan base chose Fagioli. Well, look at how things changed so quickly. Now all of a sudden, Rovella's just done this. Like, he's just stayed steady. You kind of know who he is. He hasn't like climbed up. I don't think he's dropped off the face. I see some comments where he's ass or whatever. That's not the case.
No.
But then you get to Miretti. Miretti goes out on loan, and now all of a sudden, like, his trajectory could be up, and he's looking at least a little bit more composed in the final third. But we haven't had enough minutes to actually see if that loan really did change what we needed to change from him. So, like, with these players that are on this fringe here, like, you have to answer the questions. You have to know, like, Juve can't go through a year and we still don't know what we have in Miretti. We can't do that. Adzic needs to go on loan, get some answers there. Miretti got his loan. Now it's time to answer the question. Did it work? You know?
Yeah, and for me personally, like, I was a big believer of Rovella too, but at the time I remember when we had the 3 of them, Fagioli, Rovella, and Miretti, you could still see it even then, the big potential in Miretti. But like we said, Al, he needed to go out on loan, and I think he's benefited from it. But again, we haven't seen enough of him in terms of starting minutes or just game action to see, like, has he benefited from it. Now Adzic is that next guy in line. Like, I wouldn't outright sell him. That's just me personally. I would prefer to just see him go out on loan and then bring him back. But between the 3 of them, or just in general, like all of the next gen product, to be honest, like, I don't know. I'd almost pivot somewhere else. And I know it's unpopular opinion, probably with you guys or more so with Al, but because we do need help at the back, I would have said Huijsen, just because he is a defender. Overrated, not as good on the ball, not as good defending, better on the ball than he is actually playing his position. But at that time, I remember I was very high on Huijsen. Now, revisionist history, it's easier to say, okay, he's gone, and you kind of just move on from it. But to your point, Omar, for Miretti to be the last one kind of standing from the bunch, it is kind of surprising, that's for sure.
Now,
speaking of youngsters, that's why I say put yourself 2 years back, because Huijsen might not have been my answer 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years
A year
back
ago,
now.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of youngsters, Fabio Silva, 28 million valuation. Juve apparently looking at this. This one makes no sense to me. We're gonna look at another attacker. Chiellini's told us Vlahović is staying until season's end. They have a meeting to work things out at season's end, whether or not he renews or not. I'm not buying this one. Are you buying this one, boys?
I'm not buying it, but to make some sense of it is, I think we still don't have like a direct substitute to Yildiz on the pitch. That might be the only reason. Like I wish Juve would have kept Mbangula, but honestly, we have no like left winger, someone who can fill in for Yildiz. Maybe that's why they're looking at an attacker for some reason. But for 20 million in January and all the holes we have in our team, absolutely not.
Fucking building the team from the front back, man. 17 attackers, fucking none on the left side specialists, and all just fucking skinny at the back. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm not buying. Trim, are you buying this one?
No, I was gonna say, I don't know. Maybe I can plead ignorance because I don't really know much about the player, but it just seems like another name thrown around. And for even the price tag, like, okay, it's 20 million, so it's not in theory a lot of money, but every penny, unfortunately, at Juve right now counts. So, you know, especially when it comes to spending in January, we know we're not notoriously big spenders when it comes to the January market. So I don't see a reason to go out and shell out 20 million for, young guy potential, all that kind of stuff. But we just said and stated, like, our attack is almost over flooded with players. And, you know, when you're looking to the summertime, like, you might lose Vlahović in the summer, but like, you worry about that in the summertime. You don't worry about that mid-season. I think right now, if we're thinking about making any kind of move, it should be to address at least the back line to bring in some reinforcements there. In the middle of the park, we're okay, and definitely up front. So, no, I'm not buying it at all. It's just one of those things you kind of take note of it, but I'm not really putting too much stock into that.
Yeah. Now, speaking of putting stock into, we get to the goalkeeper situation, and we're starting to hear that Di Gregorio could be evaluated at season's end, where Juve could be taking offers on the keeper. Are you buying this one? And we'll start at Trim this time and work our way back. Trim, you buying it on Di Gregorio?
I actually am, and again, it's nothing personal against him. I do like him. I was very high on him when they were looking at him from Monza, especially the performances he put on against us the season prior to getting him. Seems to be a theme where we're getting stonewalled by all these guys, and hopefully Caprile doesn't do that to us today. But that being said, I might be in the minority, but if there's an actual shot at getting Magnan this summer on a free, I would actually do it. And the only reason I'm saying that is because I really feel we need a little bit of experience in that position. Not to say that Perin doesn't offer that to us, but it just seems like his time at Juve is coming to an end. If he gets a starting position offered somewhere else, I feel like they'll let him go, and I feel like he wants to make that jump to be a full-time starter. I just don't see him being the full-time guy for us. So if we can bring in a Magnan, I wouldn't mind bringing in someone with a little bit more experience. He's got Serie A experience, obviously. He's won a Scudetto before. I might be in the minority. The only thing with him is he's made of glass. I know he's injury prone, so but I do like Magnan.
Well, so is Perin, and people want him to be our number one and whatever. That guy gets hurt all the time,
so
even while being a backup.
Yeah.
I'm buying it. I'm buying it when it comes to Di Gregorio, and the reason is because it has actually nothing to do with him. I think Juve's going to be in a situation, again, everybody, we are going to face an FFP penalty. I think anybody that has the potential to bring in capital is actually going to be considered, depending what the offer. So I think that goes for Gatti. It goes for Locatelli. It goes for Di Gregorio. Like, it's going to go for, whether you want to believe it or not, it's going to go for Yildiz. It's going to go for Yildiz too. It's going to go for Cambiaso. Like, I believe anybody that has the potential to bring in capital gains so that they can make moves is going to be considered. So I think they're going to have less consideration towards Kenan Yildiz than they will the other guys, for sure. But if offers come in on guys that didn't cost us a whole bunch, and they're like big capital moves, they're probably going to consider and at least take the offers. So the rumors of us taking offers on Di Gregorio at season's end, I'd probably be more willing to buy it, to be honest. Omer, what do you think?
Yeah. I totally buy it. I don't see Di Gregorio anywhere close near the untouchable list. For me, he's on the table, not because he's bad, but he hasn't been good enough this season. Like I'm kind of, I think he's in the same boat with Thuram this season in terms of performances and what I expected and what I get so far.
Yeah.
But my issue is like we're not getting a Manyan. No way. No way. He's not fighting with Milan. They're actually challenging for a Scudetto. He already won a Scudetto with them. And even if he doesn't renew, then there are at least 10 clubs in the Premier League who are going to look at him and offer him a big contract. Like he's not coming to Juve. And that's a big issue with the Mercato in general. A lot of the tactics of teams right now is finding out guys who failed at a big club, had like their big move and then it didn't work out, so you can kind of buy them on a cheap, like this Fabio Silva guy. So is there anyone like that to replace Di Gregorio, or are we going to have to shell out like between 40 to 60 million on like a Carnesecchi or a new goalkeeper? And that's where my issue lies, because I'm not safe with, only Perrin and making him the number one.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a tricky one. Like we have to see at the end of the season if it's a good move financially and on the pitch.
You have to look at the options. You have to look at the price tag. It's all going to come into play. Number one, what are you getting for him? What are you making on it? Number two, who's coming in? So if you make a little bit of capital, but then you got to shell it out to get your next guy, well, is that really an opportunity you need to take? Probably not. But I agree with you 100%. Di Gregorio is a guy that I don't necessarily believe he's a problem. I don't think he's bad, but he's not as good as he was last season. And I think that is more than fair of a statement. And I agree with you on Thuram as well, because I've been pretty hard on him as of late because I need more out of him based on what I saw last season. So these are a couple guys that need to be better for Juve. And we're hoping better when they had good seasons last. Need to follow it through. You need to back it up. And that's one of the issues with Juve is just consistency and getting these guys to find that level steady all throughout. We made the jokes when, the coach gets sacked and whatnot. It's like, man, do we need to sack a coach like every 2-3 weeks to keep that level up? It shouldn't be that way. So it's up to these guys to sort out. But yeah, as far as are we taking offers, I believe anybody that's going to be bringing in some decent capital will be looked at. But there's a lot of variables around it, whether or not Juve is going to pull the actual trigger or not. So we'll see. Now, getting some of these headlines out of the way, we got to get to the match against Cagliari, and we got some fun stuff for the watch-along and everything, too. By the way, we're in training mode, so I got the training top up and stuff, and there's a kit below. We're going to have some fun as we get into the holiday season and everything. If you can guess and pinpoint what kit I will be sporting, that is underneath this right now for the watch-along, you might actually win something. We might actually have a beautiful prize for you if you can pinpoint what exact kit I'm going to be sporting for the watch-along, okay? And we're going to have some more fun and everything as well. Now, and Omer's got something for us too. I don't know if you want to do it before the match period. Do you want to do it before Storm the Barn?
Before Storm the Barn.
Before Storm the Barn. So let's get to Cagliari.
Yeah.
Let's get to Cagliari here. Despite securing a 1-1 draw their last visit to Allianz Stadium, the Rossoblù have won just one of the last 27 Serie A meetings with Juventus. They lost a Coppa Italia tie 4-0 around this time last year as well. After a dozen league games this term, they sit just 3 points above the drop zone, claiming only 5 away from home. Back on Sardinian soil last week, they played out a 3-3 draw with fellow strugglers Genoa, And today, when you're looking at injuries, Belotti sidelined with a serious knee injury. Zé Pedro and Mazzitelli are also in the treatment room. And picking up a knock last week, everybody's favorite, Jari Mina, is in serious doubt to play this one. So my preliminary day just probably got affected and changed, okay?
He still
with
gets it.
Jari Mina not expected to make it, that absolute mutt. But Adam Obert is expected to fill in at center back for them. When you're looking at the form of these clubs coming into this game, all competitions for Juve past 6, 3 wins, 3 draws. Cagliari, 3 losses, 3 draws. Okay? And I will say this, that with Jari Mina not being in there would probably change my plans for this matchup and what we do against Cagliari. But we will take a look at the projected lineups. We're going to start, obviously, we'll get to Cagliari's first. God, this is just badass. Like, oh, yeah, there you see him from the side there. Baggio Vialli, beautiful.
Legends.
Beautiful. Cagliari. Caprile. Zappa. Deola in here, but Obert is expected to get back there. Luperto. Palestra, a guy heavily linked with Juve, still linked with Juve at some point in the future. We'll see. Adopo. Prati. Folorancio, the savior for the Azzurri there when Spalletti was back there, calling him up into the, my goodness. Holy. Obert actually played on the outside there. Esposito and Borelli, okay? Listen, this whole Palestra thing is just insane to me. His price tag was always tagged. But the thing here, Kryptonite, 352. You know exactly what you're going to get. You know exactly what you're going to get. I've been highlighting this, and even in the last post-match show coming out of that game against Bodo Glimt, I said, whole different world in Italy, because 13 sides last weekend played 3-5-2 in Italy. Absolutely wild. This is what's expected for Juve. Di Gregorio returns to starting after Perin took over in Champions League. Kalulu, Kelly, Cope Miners, Kalulu, every single minute available this season. It's insane.
What a beast, man.
Cambiaso, Thuram, Locatelli, Kostic getting back into there. Chico, great match from him against Bodo. Keenan Yildiz, insane coming off the bench there. And Dusan Vlahović expected to lead the line. This was the latest projection coming out of yesterday. And, of course, we're so close to game time that they're probably going to see some new ones I'll keep tabs on. But, guys, what do you think about this projected lineup for Juve going into this one? Why don't we start with Trim and then get to Omer?
So I'm a little surprised if it sticks, the lineup sticks as is like that, in the sense that I would have liked to see, shocker here, but I would have liked to see David start based on the performance in the last match. I just feel like he's due for a start, try to get him going a bit. But at the same time, I can understand if they want to start Vlahović maybe during this game and then put David to start against Udinese for Coppa Italia. Maybe he'll shake things up for the Coppa match, so we'll see some differences. For me, Kalulu has to play this match and then, sit him midweek. I would like to see personally Miretti start next to Locatelli, take Thuram out. I think that Thuram hasn't really showed much recently. Like we said, he's been kind of struggling a bit. Maybe some time off the bench will help him, whether it's rest, whether it's just mental. He can kind of see things from the sidelines for a bit. So why not stick with Miretti there, Loca, Kostic and McKennie outside, Kostic and Cambiaso outside. I don't know how I feel about Kostic, but I mean, I guess it is Cagliari, so you'd hope for a good performance out of him. But other than that, no real issues. Just like I said, I would like to see David start just because I feel like he's due. But if they hold him out for the Udinese match midweek, I can understand it. And Thuram for Miretti, because I feel like you said, Al, it's classic 3-5-2. It's going to be 5 at the back when they're defending and 5 going forward in the middle when they're trying to counterattack. So we tend to struggle, and we need someone to distribute the ball out wide to either Chico or Yildiz on that side to link up with the striker. So Miretti should be playing for me.
All right. All right. And Omer, what do you think?
Can you put it up again? Who was in defense? The same
Well,
guys?
same
Minor,
three.
Kelly, Kalulu. Yeah,
Yeah.
same three. Yeah, seems about right. All the guys who missed out or didn't play a full match, and then you have Coppa Italia, so probably he's gonna rotate a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Cambiaso will rest. Maybe I see him benching Cambiaso for this match, but Kostic obviously starts, and to be honest, he's been fine. I have no issues. If he provides goals or assists, then he can play. Um, yeah, let's go. Again, what I think is he doesn't do a lot with the tactics themselves. He works on fundamentals and mentality. So I guess we're going to see that in the near future.
Yeah, if I'm looking at this, I don't really have any problems with it, but this kind of highlights exactly what we were talking about when might have to sacrifice his three at the back to get that extra guy out there. Because, I mean, you're going to want Chico out there. You're going to want Yildiz out there in terms of creation. Out of the three strikers, I mean, when there's less space out there, Openda probably makes the least amount of sense unless he's going to be playing off center as like a
Mhm.
winger or something, and or a second striker would make the most sense of him when the space is kind of gone and you're going to face that bus. If you're looking at getting Miretti into this, then he's taken off Taram or he's taken off Locatelli, and then is that going to be the solution, getting him forward? I mean, when you're going to play a team that's going to clamp it down, this is why I say you might have to break this for Serie A, because like a 4-2-3-1 probably makes the most sense to get Miretti in there and have Chico and have Yildiz out there and have an actual link in the middle across the top so that you don't have a massive gap between Chico and Yildiz and even Vlahović. Like, at least you have somebody there that can put it all together. That's why it's just like, to talk about formation changes, and when Spalletti comes out and says, well, it doesn't matter. It's the guys that are on the pitch and what they do. Well, yeah, but you have to make sense of that against your opponent. And formation does matter because it dictates who you play, how you play them, and it definitely 1000% will set a tone. Your lineup sets a tone. It sets a frame of mind. It's all from there. We just heard a beautiful story from Bonucci talking about the Euros there and that final victory over England. He claims there came a point in the game where we knew we just weren't conceding. They were not going to score on us, and Mancini went guns blazing, and he's like, go out and score, like win the game, like, and you feel it, and you feel it with the changes, the substitutions, all that matters. I feel like in Serie A, Juve needs to ditch the three-man back set against teams that are going to park it. Get the extra influence up at the top. You're going to have to come to a situation where you trust your guys at the back to just hold it down. And if they can't, well, shit, I don't know. But if we stumble today with this group against Cagliari, that is, again, 3 points out of the drop zone. I saw it against 20th place Fiorentina. People tried to tell me Fiorentina's good. I'm not buying it, okay? You could try to sell me that. I ain't buying it. They can't keep stumbling against the same roadblock. They gotta figure it out. If it
No,
means
and
an
the
extra
table
player
is
up there,
tricky
do it.
right now. Yeah, eventually Juve have to start racking up points. Like we can't use that excuse for much long. Even a win today doesn't move us an inch in the table. Like we're 4 points off. What is it? The seventh place or sixth place?
Sixth. Yeah.
And if we draw again and Lazio win against Milan, then they jump us. So yeah, we really need to start racking up the points. And if we want to be, I'm not even talking Scudetto right now. Like keep pressure on the top four race and be in it.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of time left. Like the gaps are starting to form, and teams aren't slowing down. Como is killing it right now. Roma just don't lose. They win it ugly, but they win it. Milan don't lose. I mean, Bologna are doing phenomenal right now, way above expectations. So yeah, the teams that are above us are not stopping. We have to start getting some points. Like the excuses of this team is good, this pitch is rough, and whatever are just not gonna cut it.
No, absolutely not. So we're, 20 points. Como's in 6 at 24, one game above us. We will put this down. I'll show the standings here and we can go through it. But yeah, I mean, it's just enough. You just got to take care of business here. This is where it lies right now. Roma obviously top. You can see Juve there on 20 points. This win will take us to 23. And then obviously Bologna, Inter, they have a game in hand sitting at 24 points. Napoli, 12 games in, 25. Juve's got to start racking up wins. They got to start making it count. So this whole park the bus thing, it's not even like it's been an issue this season. This has been an annual issue for years now where it's just like, let's go. But again, we've been playing in three-man back sets for a while. Like, Malta had something a little bit different, but he couldn't even crack it. And it's just frustrating. You're going to have to do it with numbers. You have to just send players forward and get the job done. Whether you want to go a little more robust and try to break it down like physically with aerial balls and create havoc in there, or if you want to try and be a little prettier and rack up some good interplay, Miretti can help you there, but you're going to have to sort something out. Nobody cares at the end of the day of what your hurdle is. They just want you to figure it out. It's time to figure it out for these boys. It really is. They got to sort it. So, in terms of today, we're going to set the tone with the official. Then we're going to get to predictions, and then we're going to get to some fun stuff. For everybody guessing on the kit, get to the watch along. You'll have to guess. Throw your guesses in there before. Okay, I'll have the answer because we're going to let everyone on the watch along also take part. And then after the Serie A anthem, we'll break it out. Okay, so hold tight. Hold tight. First off, actually, Cagliari. Spalletti's record against Cagliari: 22 matches, 10 wins, 8 draws, 4 losses. Obviously, their coach, Pisacane, has never faced Juventus. This will be the first time in doing so. Man, there's been a lot of transfers between the two clubs. A lot. Can you guys name 5 players that have made the transfer between these clubs?
Wow.
Even loans.
I'm not in the state of mind.
Chat, can you help the lads out with 5 transfers
Okay.
between these two clubs? By the way, everybody, get the likes up. Rugani was a loan, Sweaty. So, yeah, we'll give you that one.
Oh, there's one, yeah.
Did Marco Di Vaio come from Cagliari? Was it Cagliari?
Di Vaio was not.
Was not Cagliari. What
No.
was it, like Genoa or Bologna? Wow, I've got no one.
No?
No one. I'm blanking.
So the
Nothing's
chat's
jumping
got
out.
Matri. Yes.
Matri. Oh, okay, that's a good one, yeah.
Yeah, Matri.
So we got Rugani,
That's a
Matri.
good one. Wow, who did we get from Cagliari?
So you guys got 2 there.
I've got none. I'm blanking
Yeah,
out.
I'm drawing a blank. Can't think of.
This guy was goalkeeper, worked for us, for our staff for many years as well.
A goalkeeper who worked on our staff.
Yeah. Padawin, the chat just got Ori. Padawin's one. That's 3. Yeah, we had
Didn't
a
he come from
goalkeeper,
Ata-
and he was
didn't
a
he come from
backup
Atalanta?
goalkeeper, and he was part of our staff for quite some time.
Stoari?
Storari, yeah.
Storari,
That's
yeah.
4.
Okay, so it's not a direct transfer, just players who played for both.
Yeah, he was a free.
Yeah.
But he left
Yeah,
Juve
but-
and went to Cagliari.
Yeah, Paduin came from Atalanta, right? Like directly to you. Paduin.
Padawin? No,
Directly to
Padawin
Juve?
was a 590,000 purchase by Cagliari from Juve.
Oh, by Cagliari from Juve. Ah, okay.
Transferred between the two clubs.
Mhm.
Alberto Seri, there's the fifth. There, you guys finally got her.
Wow.
Chat coming in clutch there for you lads.
Yeah.
Chat coming in clutch.
Thank you.
Had
Thank
nothing.
you, guys. Absolutely nothing.
All right. Now,
That was not good.
let's finish up with here, hold on a second. I had it up here. I want to see if you guys can remember this. So we're talking about we talked about the matches previously, and there was that 4-0 round of 16 Coppa Italia match that Juve won. Okay? December 17, 2024. Can you give me that starting lineup?
2024?
December 17, 2024, 4-0 victory in Coppa Italia against Cagliari.
That's with Motta, I guess, right?
Yes.
Motta
Thiago
was coaching?
Motta.
Oh. Omar, you're muted. Shit.
Sorry, yeah. So Gatti, Kalulu, Di Gregorio
No.
had to be in there. No.
You got 2 out of 3 there. So in net, Di Gregorio.
Di Gregorio,
Kalulu
yeah.
was in there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gatti?
so Danilo probably played.
No Gatti, no Danilo.
Wow. Wow. What is the center backs do we have?
You had a change up at center back.
Oh,
Makeshift center back.
Locatelli? Did he play
Locatelli.
center back that game? Yeah.
Locatelli. So Locatelli,
Okay.
Kalulu, Di Gregorio. You're right there. Who was the outside right player?
Cambiaso.
Gio just
Cambiaso.
nailed it for you guys. Savona.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Outside left back. Back four. Who
Cambiaso?
was it?
Cambiaso? Caballo was already injured?
And Bangula?
No.
Left back.
Left back Sandro? Did he
No.
play?
Sandro.
Sandro? Did he retire before? Yeah, he retired before. Wow, no idea.
Weston
Oh, was it
McKennie.
Weston?
So who was the 2 pivots?
Locatelli.
Louise?
No, he was in defense. Coop Miners had a goal, right? He definitely
Cool Miners
played.
scored
He
a
had
goal. He's in there.
Yeah, the free kick. McKennie probably.
McKennie
No,
was
he was
left
out.
back. So your 2 pivots.
Oh, right.
So Coop,
Two
and that
pivots.
wasn't Louise.
Douglas
unless he played
Luiz.
advanced.
No, Chat's got it. Taram.
Okay. Coop and
And then
Thuram.
your
Oh,
3
that's
forwards.
Thuram.
3 forwards.
Nico
and then a
Gonzalez
striker.
was one. Nico Gonzalez was
Nic-
one, I believe.
No.
No?
No. Yildiz,
Yildiz.
Chico,
Chico.
and Vlahović.
Vlahović was
Probably.
striker, and you're missing 1 forward. We went 4-2-3-1. You've got everything except the outside left.
Oh. So it wasn't Mbangula you said, and wasn't Nico Gonzalez.
His name was already said. Chat got it in Bangula. There you go.
Mbangula, yeah. Okay.
4-2-3-1. Di Gregorio, Savona, Locatelli, Kalulu, McKennie backline. Coal Miners, Taram pivots. Chico, Yildiz in the central role. Imbangula left, Vlahović up top. We won 4-0.
Yeah,
Coal Miners,
and we
Chico,
scored 4?
Vlahović all scored, and Nico Gonzalez scored off the
As a
bench.
sub. Yeah.
Unreal.
Wow.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Now, set the
That's
tone.
1 year ago, right?
Jeez.
1 year ago.
Yeah.
Valerio Crezzini. Jesus.
Cretini?
Oh.
Or Cretini?
Crezzini.
Oh, I thought it was Cretini. Sorry.
Crezzini.
easy. Asshole.
Six.
That's the dialect.
Serie A matches experience.
Nice. That's
Excuse
what I
me.
like to hear.
3.2 yellow per game average. No reds. 2 PKs. He's got 15 Serie B matches. 4.7 yellows per game. 3 reds. 3 pens. Fuck, I have more experience than this guy.
Jeez, I was gonna say.
Valerio Crezzini set to call
What?
this one. Jesus, good luck
I'm just
trying
gonna
to.
call him Cretini the whole time.
Or like they have no one. Like they relegated all the guys who made mistakes every week and have to be in Serie B for a month. So they're really scraping the
Oh, if they
bottom of
keep
the
that up,
table.
they're gonna have no refs, and then they might actually have to call me. This is unbelievable. But with that, with Crezzini over there, here's your call, boys. It's time to put some money where our mouth is. Prediction time. Final score. Give me a bold call. Give me your first goal scorer, the minute, and how he scores. Let's go.
Okay, so start off with the score, right? I think it's going to be a comfortable win for Juve. I want it to be. Like a 2-0 or 3-1. Not something crazy, but still a comfortable one. And my goal scorer, I think Chico. Chico gets one, like 39th, 40th minute.
All right. Trim, you're up.
As much as I want to have like the utmost faith that this is going to be just a walk in the park, I actually think it's going to be another nail biter right to the end. So I'll go 2-1 Juve. I'm done with the clean sheets. To your point, Al, we've been trying to say clean sheets for a while now, and it's never happening. So I don't see us being strong enough to not concede one. So I'll go 2-1 Juve. Goal scores, I'm going to go Chico with the first one, and I'm going to say my boy, got to back him. Jonathan David's going to come in. Second half substitute. Bag the winner. It'll be another late one. I'm going to go 89th minute. But first goal scorer, Chico, I'm going to say 27th minute off the left flank. Or actually right flank cutting in.
Off the left flank.
Sorry, right flank cutting in. Sorry. Yeah.
So I guess the Chico goal is in the air, right? Like in the chat, both me and you.
Seems like it. Seems like a lot of people are having a lot of faith in him because he's been putting up some solid performances.
Okay.
So
let's take a look here. We got Gio 1-1. Gio. Espresso wasn't good today. Optimistic 3-0 Juve from Matt. 2-1. We got a 5-0 Kelly from a corner. Hey, minute 5.
Let's do it.
Without Mina, Juve win 3-0. We got a 3-1 here. Chico, 22nd minute. Drop the shoulder, splits, low, far post. Very specific. I love it. 2-1, very suffered in my opinion. Win, but a win. Okay. The Chico header. There you go.
Yes.
Oh,
let's do it.
Way up. That would be, you know what? If somebody called that and they nailed it, that would be worthy of something. Listen, I'm going to go actually in this one. I actually do think we'll keep a clean sheet today. So I actually think they're going to be able to carry through that confidence. Is Spalletti going to... I still think that this lineup's going to see a couple changes in there from what we actually see there. I'm just curious if they're going to pay dividends and if they're going to work for us. I do think we'll keep a clean sheet, though. I'm going to go 2-0 victory. I think it's going to be 2-0. My first goal scorer, though, is going to be Kenan Yildiz. I think he scores the first one of this game, and I think it's going to be 33rd minute for the opener. The second goal will be from a substitute, and it's going to be between minute 67 and 75 by a sub. So sub goal, 67th to 75. But Yildiz scores the first one, and it's going to be with his left foot. He's going to score with his off foot and bury far side. So let's go with that. There you go. Predictions in. Let's see. Yeah, we'll give some membership. Chico scores a header. We'll give some memberships. And Pino says he's going to give one as well. Beautiful stuff. Guys, get the likes up. It's time for the fun stuff. Storm the barn. But first, Omer's got something for us. So let's go, Omer. You're muted.
Again with this shit. Okay, so it's more of like statements. I read them out. You say if you agree, the chat as well. Agree or disagree, and what do you think about it? So first one, what's more tough, scoring a goal from the corner or shooting into the basket from the end of the court?
Scoring
like
off the.
Okay.
What are we?
I see what you
What?
mean.
We're talking basketball?
Yeah.
As well, yeah.
What do you mean as well?
No, it's the
He's
only
asking
question.
what's
that's
harder.
Yeah.
Scoring off a corner or end of the court in basketball?
Yeah.
End of the court in basketball.
And I'm talking like mid-game, not just free throws.
Yeah, just like at the end of the
Yeah,
game.
but
to
if
win
you're
it,
talking
just
about
like
scoring from
even it
the
up.
end of a basketball court, isn't
Yeah.
as opposed to scoring like an Olympico? Oh yeah, it's end of the court basketball for sure.
I think so too.
Yeah, I
think
think you're
so.
more likely to in mid-game to score from
Buddy,
the
do you
corner
know how
than-
hard it is to keep that? You're swinging that ball one-handed
Yeah.
and launching it because it's so far away. To be
Yeah,
accurate,
for
one-handed
us,
launch.
For
It's
us,
the
yeah,
be-
but in a corner, you have to beat everyone. If it's an open goal, then there's no question. It's really hard to score on Olympico when the area is crowded with a goalkeeper. That's not an easy task.
I think it's easier to do than scoring from
Okay.
full court, man. Full court. Like
Okay.
if you're talking half court, I'll give you the Olympicos harder.
Okay, cool. Okay, next one. Left-footed players are more likely to succeed if they have potential.
Are less likely?
More likely.
More likely to succeed, left-footed players. Yes.
Trim.
This one's a tough one actually. The more I think about it, but I feel like just trying to relate it to myself, like I was terrible with my off foot, which is the left, and so yeah, maybe who knows? It could be a lot better if you work on both. But I feel like it might be a cop-out, but I feel like if you're ambidextrous and you're good with both feet, I think that's where to me, those are the best players that can actually shoot with both feet.
I think
If you're predominantly left, I don't know if I would say that you're gonna have more.
The majority of
chances.
players are right-footed, so if you have potential and you're good and you're left-footed, you have more chance of succeeding because coaches will want left-footed players
Left-footed
too.
players.
Mm-hmm.
If you look
That's
at it
why
that
I
way,
said
then-
yes.
Yeah, I think in general, if you're left-footed, you already have an advantage. It's harder to mark you
Yeah.
in general. Okay, let's say I get 100 people in a room. Who's the player that people will say about that is both overrated and underrated? Okay, let's do like a general one and
I
a
see.
Juve one.
I see. So
Like-
you're saying like if you had 100 people in a room and you named one player, it'd be like half the room would say he's overrated, half the room would say he's underrated.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So like basically like it's almost like most polarizing player that like kind of
Yeah,
splits.
that you can hear the same statement about him. that
Are
he's
we
both
doing this for
overrated and
Juve?
underrated. Yeah, you can do it for Juve and in general.
Ooh. Okay.
Player they'll say both underrated and overrated. Locatelli.
Locatelli is a good shout.
Locatelli
we
for
shout.
sure.
If we're going recent, yeah, it's definitely Loca for sure.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty
If we're
split.
gonna branch out,
All time is tough.
Bastoni, man. Bastoni, if you're gonna go league.
Yeah, so
100%.
let's go 100, just random people, not 50 Inter fans and 50 Juve fans. Because then you
Di
can say it about
Lorenzo.
everyone.
No,
Di Lorenzo is not a bad one.
I don't know anybody that would rate him. That's the problem.
All time, I would say David Beckham for me.
That's a good one.
Beckham
Yeah.
all time.
Yeah, a lot of people really love him, and a lot of people think he was nothing special, just a cross free kick merchant. And I heard those arguments from all sides. So yeah, for me, Beckham probably all time.
Oh man, it's tough because if you're branching out, like I mean, even all the fans of different leagues like see things so differently too, and it's I don't know, like was Beck's, I don't know. Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a tough
Does
one.
winning your fantasy league require skill, or is it just pure luck?
It's not pure luck, but there's a lot of luck.
Pure luck for sure.
Okay, so you disagree.
I
Yeah.
disagree.
Why
It's
pure
not
luck?
pure. It's not pure luck.
Okay, so you said that it does take some skill. Trim? You said
Yeah, like you need
it's pure luck.
to know a little bit. You need to know a little bit about whether it's the game or the players you got to follow for sure. So I won't discredit that, but I still think that there is luck involved, especially because I'm in two fantasies right now. One I'm not paying attention to, and another where doing a little bit more effort, and I'm still in dead last, and I know a thing or two. So it's sometimes just the way it goes.
Okay, two last ones. Penalties should be scrapped from football entirely.
Disagree.
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 Berto?
From football in general, I'd have to say disagree. But if you asked it and said like to decide a major tournament, I wouldn't mind golden goal a little bit more on the North American side. I like that, but
Wouldn't you like to see like the 90s in the MLS, like a player charging at the keeper from
no,
the midway line?
not like that.
I would do
no.
that with a time limit, like a short time limit. Like you have 5 seconds to score from the halfway line.
Mind you, I say about having golden goal, but then I'm taking myself back to Euro 2000 when Trezeguet just got that goal
No,
against Italy.
golden
Like,
goals.
that
Golden goals were
sucked.
brutal.
It sucked.
Yeah, that's brutal. Okay, last one. That one came from Trim, actually. 3-5-2 is holding Italian football back. Three-man defense in general.
100%.
It's a part of it. It's a part of it. There's a lot of fucking. How much time do we
There's
have
a lot,
left
but
on the show
yeah.
for what's
Yeah.
holding Italian football? But yeah, it's a part of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
Let's go.
we're gonna have to
by the
name
way,
that
yeah,
segment every time Omer comes in here. We're gonna have to do some of
Yeah.
these. It's a good time. Good time.
Oh,
By the way,
okay.
going back to the pens, did you mean pens to decide matches or like PKs
Just in general.
In general,
Oh, in general? Yeah, in general, I'm for keeping them. Yeah, 100%.
we're
100%.
keeping them.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
By the way, I think in the World Cup, I don't know if it's official yet, but Colina had this idea that he wanted to implement that you can no longer shoot after the penalty. That will be disallowed, and it might be tested in the World Cup.
Oh, yeah, no
Like,
rebounds or anything like
no
that. That
rebounds.
actually,
Oh,
I don't mind that. I don't mind that.
I don't mind it. I think it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Like,
But
you either score
but you know
or you
what will
don't.
happen? You know what will happen if you do that? Like you have the area, right? The outlines of the area. So what's this little half circle that you have on top? Its sole purpose is where players are not allowed to enter there when there's a penalty. So if you kind of scrap that you can't get into the area after penalties anyway, then you can basically erase it. You don't need it anymore.
Yeah.
Just for the aesthetics of the pitch. But let's see if he does that. If it actually goes through.
Gio says he loves the rebounds. We're not talking about the young dating life, man. When you love, just busting your balls. Let's
that's a
go.
good one.
All right, everybody loved a good slump buster rebound back in the day. There,
Yeah.
love the rebounds. According to you, who's the most overrated and underrated Juve player on this roster? Okay, we kind of,
Easily Locatelli. Easily Locatelli.
yeah.
Yeah, for both, or you pick one guy for each. I think
I think it's one from each. So who's the most overrated and who's the most underrated?
Most overrated right now is Cambiaso for me.
Okay.
And most underrated is probably Kalulu. Like the guy has been a beast. I'm so sold on what he's offering to this Juve right now. The way he's playing, I think he's the only one who's actually have like a top level stamina. Like all our guys feel a bit behind of those Real Madrids and Bayerns and cities. Man, Kalulu, at least from stamina standpoint, yeah, he's up there like top level.
Okay. Trim?
For me, it's hard to argue with underrated with Kalulu. I was trying to think of somebody else to be a little bit different. I was going to say Kelly, but then I quickly told myself, no, he puts in some shocker performances every once in a while. But like, so I think he's like fairly rated. Overrated, it's hard. You can go so many different ways. Like I said, I think for me, it would be Cambiaso, but at the same time, I think a lot of fans are starting to turn on him specifically this year. Whereas, like, it's harder for me to say that he's overrated. You know what I mean? It's more of like people are starting to kind of see his warts. I don't personally will never say that because I'm seeing it here. I won't say that Yildiz is overrated just yet because I feel like you have two spectrums on Yildiz. You have the people who are like super fanboys or fangirls on him and just like blowing smoke up as you know what. And then there's guys like me where I'm like, I see the talent, I see what he could be. I don't think he's like overly cocky or anything. Like he sees and knows how good he could be and become, and he just kind of puts his head down and goes to work. So I've never rated him like, kind of to be this phenomenon. Not yet. He can get there, but
Trim, I'll just fucking do it. Yildiz is the one that's overrated. I'll just fucking do it. I'll say it. He's overrated. He's overrated by us just because of the fact that, like I said, at the end of the day, people are putting him to the level that I believe he can reach, but he ain't there right now. So he's rated to a level that he hasn't reached. The Serie A, the double team, the triple team, guess what? If you're that guy, you find a way. So I'll be the guy to fucking say it. Yildiz is slightly overrated by us, and that's okay, but that's where it's at. For underrated, I'm actually going to throw Chico as underrated. I think Chico's underrated. I don't think Chico gets the appreciation that he actually deserves. And I think if I was going to throw another name for overrated, Turin might be in the mix based on what I'm seeing lately. Mm-hmm. And it hurts me because I love the guy. And I love Yildiz too, but I'll just say it for what it is, But I love the guys. And I want them, obviously, to excel and whatever. But I think if we're talking about how they're rated, like I've heard a lot of people say Turin needs to be in the middle of the park. Based on what? Based on what as of lately? There's been no impact. Like nothing. I didn't even want him to leave that game. I didn't even want him to come into the game against Bodo. I actually thought we should leave Miretti because we're moving the ball up the pitch so fluidly. And that was going to kill minutes. I'm going to be quite honest. And like when you talk about Yildiz, guys, we just spent a bunch of time talking about this game today. The excuses are going to run out. If you're playing a team, you don't have any space on the flank. Like, figure it out, man. Sack up and move inside. Like, find the pockets. Like, do your job. It's over.
Yeah, my only issue is when I don't mind when fans do it. I do it. I overrate or underrate players. And Skanga is definitely overrated.
I was going to say
I have an issue when it's the managers who do it. Like Igor Tudor did it. He overrated Yildiz. He just left them up there to create everything. The rest were just guys to win the ball back. And so it has to be balanced. I agree with Chico, and Kelly also deserves a shout for underrated.
Yeah,
like I saw it a few times in the chat, and I agree. he can be in the mix.
Yeah. And I, honestly, and people could probably flip out. They're going to be like, fucking, what? You saying Yildiz is overrated? Yeah, slightly. I think slightly,
Every young talent is overrated.
To some degree,
early on. Yeah.
Because
you kind of hope. Yeah, you kind of hold him to the level that you hope he would become, and not factoring his age, experience, clubs he played at, and numbers. There's a lot of factors that go into if you really want to analyze a player, and is he overrated or underrated, you have to look at all those factors. We're just talking about based off watching the games, like who's delivering and who's not.
Yeah. That touch, though, on that last goal to end the game, when Locatelli launches that ball and it just stops dead on. Like, Yildiz is gross sometimes, man. Like, he's crazy. If he has the space, he'll kill you. But I need him to start figuring it out in Serie A consistently. Like, I need him to start breaking that down. Hopefully he does. But, yeah. And, again, it's not like we're saying Yildiz is fucking, like, it's just, if you're talking about ratings, I think he's there. 4-man defense versus Napoli. Next week will be the only week since Spalletti took over when he'll have the entire week to train. So we got some good news on Bremer that he's going to get back to partial group training top of this week. Will Spalletti do it? He might wait for the schedule to lighten up a bit. I don't know if he just changes it instantly, but it's a tough one. You know how I feel. Based on what I was saying earlier, I think a 4-man defense gets you extra attack. Are you going to need that against Napoli? The game might be somewhat a little more open naturally. He might not have to actually chase that, right? So it might be something where you start off with what you've done up until that point and then wait and just see how it plays out, right? That's what I'm thinking. That's just me.
I think it depends on Conte, really, because we thought that going even back to last year's matches, I remember the first one back in at Allianz when it was a 0-0 draw. Like, we thought that could have been not open, but he would have been trying to attack and press more to get some points, and against Motta, and it was just a snooze fest. So it's hard to say. Both teams are going to need the points. I don't think, to your point, Al, I don't think he busted out for that game. Like I mentioned, we've got Coppa Italia coming up, where that's a good match where you're going to need some rotation, and you could try to implement the 4-man backline at that point. And this way he can see he's got some options to see who he puts out and who he rests, who he can rely on to play that and that 4-man backline. But even with Bremer coming back, like, that would probably be around the time where you'd want to test it out.
Yeah, for sure. Omer, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't think we're seeing it, at least until Bremer comes back. At least, if not even later, like in February or whatever.
Well, if things go according to plan, that is the first game Bremer's back available for. I still don't think that.
I don't think they'll throw him in there as a starter, maybe a cameo, just to get him running. I don't see him starting that match. No way. Right. So I don't think he's switching. There are some things that work right now. And again, I don't like testing out new ideas against, big teams, because that, especially against Conte. Although I don't know what to make of Napoli right now, losing Anguissa and then winning, and now he's back to a 3-man defense after he, funnily enough, was the only one who doesn't play with 3-man defense in Italy. But yeah, I don't know what to make of Napoli right now.
They're shit. They're falling apart.
We got them right where we want them. That's what you're saying.
Let's see. Let's try and machine gun a few of these as we get tagged. This may be a stretch today, but honestly, had enough with these performances. This is where I've gone with this team. If we fail to win today, season over. Oh, okay, pump the brakes on season over. But it's a big one. Like, we got to get the win. But season over. I literally can't feel the same way when I see such an underwhelming Serie A as a whole. Like, it just, that alone gives me more life than, if you had two teams that were legit, that were just running roughshod, I'd say, yeah, you know what? Fuck, that's shit. We're going to be just battling to hang in there. But the way this Serie A is, I just don't see anyone that's convincing. So it's hard to just be like, nah, throw it all up in the air and it's done. It's like, no, not for me. Switch to two strikers in the second to change the tempo. If Yadimina was playing today, and if he does end up playing, I'd definitely go two strikers. I would definitely go two strikers. One to just, like, literally almost not really sacrifice, but kind of just get him involved in those physical duels and hope that the other one could take advantage with the other guys up top. So I'm also open to the idea, if you're looking to get that extra influence, that extra help up top, I'm not opposed to playing against a team that's going to park it, Chico Conceição as the outside right player. So if you wanted to get Miretti in and keep your three-man back set, I would slide Chico to the outside right, and I would use Miretti as that third in the midfield advancing. I'm open to that too, because something's got to give. You got to give yourself kind of some type of numerical advantage to hurt them and go at them there. So let's see. Best storm the bar based on individual opinion. Who is the better player overall, Chico or Zhigrova? This should be interesting. Best overall player.
It's hard for me to compare, first of all, because of the age difference. Like, I have a lot to go on for Zagrova's career, and I don't have a lot to go on Chico's career. Chico seems like a bit more the I don't know. He seems better to me, but maybe because we barely saw Zagrova play.
That's what I think it is
Like,
for me. That's where it's
all I can go by is his Leon. Is his Lille days. And that's a bit unfair to Conceição, because he doesn't really have that. He was a youngster at Porto, and that's it.
A better overall player, if we're going to talk about overall, Chico. Chico's the better overall, and I can answer that even based on what I saw at Lille, because Chico gives you more overall. Because if you're talking overall, you're factoring in Chico's tenacity and Chico's fight for the ball to win it back and his defensive work and all that. That would give him the advantage overall, because he's still also effective offensively. If you're going to say who's better attacking player, I might say Zhigrova. I'd probably say Zhigrova, when fit, is the better attacking player. But better overall, Chico. That's how I would answer that one.
Yeah, I think also Zagrova had a bit more to prove. Being a Kosovarian footballer, the route you have to go to get to a club like Juve is a bit rougher than being a Portuguese starlet, the son of a known coach and a former football player. So maybe Zagrova had it a bit rougher to get to where he is right now. And
he definitely doesn't lack confidence, player. I'll tell you that. Calling himself the Lion and walking around saying he's never faced a good defense. Like, okay, buddy, I'd love to see it. Hopefully he can start giving us more minutes. Man, that's a great problem to have, though, if you have the two. Like I said, take your pick. Start Chico, bring Zhigrova in. Start Zhigrova, bring Chico in. Like, that's tough to deal with if you're on the other side. Man, you see that substitute being made, you're like, Jesus. Just goes from bad to worse for you. So we just got to get these guys rolling. But I've been very happy with Chico this season in general, and that's why he was
killing it.
That's why he was my answer to the underrated, because I just still see people destroying him for so many things, and I'm just like, I don't see it. I just see a guy that works his ass off. The last game against Bodo, in the first half, when we were a shit show in the middle of the park, he was winning more balls back than our midfielders.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're not going to fucking get that from any other attacker. And the guy is 5'0".
And he does better when he doesn't have space. Like, in tighter spaces against tight defenses, I think no one brings right now what he brings. Maybe Zagrova, but again, we haven't seen enough of him. But Chico is not the type of player who needs space to make things happen. And you see a lot of times he has two guys on him, like the same treatment Yildiz gets, and maybe a bit easier for him to, just break out of it. I mean, we have two wingers. Our goal right now, in the way we play, the way I see it, is that we have to get these guys on one-on-one situations. We have to work around it to get both Yildiz and Chico, because it's pretty rare today, those wingers who can dribble past players, and those guys do it with relative ease. in one-on-ones. That's where our aim should be right now.
Yeah.
This is our creation, basically.
Let's try and hammer. Got to get out this quick because the game starts in like an hour and 45, and got some things to do before. Not gonna lie. How afraid do we need to be of Como and Bologna?
Not afraid at all. Why should we be afraid of them?
I'm
Seriously.
afraid of us. We need to be afraid of our like Juve is Juve's worst enemy. We need to sort our stuff out. I'm not very worried about them. I'm more worried about us. We
Like,
sort it out, we'll be
good
okay.
Football. Don't get me wrong, both teams are playing good football, but we should never be afraid of Como or Bologna. That's just
No, man,
crazy
but
to me.
I want to give credit to Bologna. It's the second year in a row they got absolutely dismantled in the summer, and they still won. They made it to the Champions League first time ever 2 years ago. Then they won the Coppa Italia last year. I don't know, first time ever, I guess. And like they took everyone from them, and Italiano is doing phenomenal to just rebuild the group from nothing with unknowns. And but bravo to them. I mean, he's killing it right now.
Yeah, I give him credit for good starts, but still not afraid.
Yeah, let's see if it holds up. And
We also
they
have to
are a
play
team
them
to
again.
be wary of, man. They
Yeah,
are a team
we
to
also
pay
play them
attention
again. We gotta
to.
just get our shit together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to probably wrap up here, but first, let's have some fun with some hot takes, okay? I got a list of hot takes here. We're going to go in order and somebody will get one. Omer, give me a number between 1 and like, holy smokes, 60.
18.
18. Oh, man. Is that even really? Oh, hold on. I went way too far. Sorry. Okay. Oh, my God. Cambiaso, oh, my God, is the most intelligent player in the squad. That says a lot about the others. Cambiaso, the most intelligent? Is that a hot take or just flat out wild and wrong?
That is a pour cold water over that take because there's no way he's the most intelligent.
Who is the most intelligent then? So first off, this was Omer's. Do you agree with that, Omer? And if not, who is the most intelligent player?
You know what? I think I do agree with it.
Oh,
And if not, then McKennie. I find guys who adapt easily to different roles smarter than other players. Especially today when the game is so tactically nuanced and it's so hard to nail down your specific role. We have guys who can do their job and don't understand it still. And
if I go based on intelligence, my pick would be, and on intelligence, my pick would be Cope Miners. Because we're not talking execution, we're not talking all this stuff, but like intelligence, I'd say Coop.
I think even that's a good shout, and I'd even put Loca in there. I think Loca's a very intelligent player because he's got to pull the strings from the middle.
Trim, you're up. Give me a number.
27.
You can change the shape, formation, all you want. If we don't play with the right tempo, nothing will ever change with Juve. Formation doesn't matter at all.
So that's not a hot take, but what I would just tweak about it is I agree about the tempo portion of that take, but the formation still matters because the good teams I find notoriously have more than one formation. They don't just stick to one. So being able to adapt and play a couple of different formations, I think, is important. But the tempo is, I mean, we talk about it quite often on this show of how slow we move the ball. And then the odd times that you see flashes of quick ball movement, we're so quick to get up in transition. And next thing you know, you're in the 6-yard box with a shot attempt between, if it's Miretti, Chico, Yildiz, Loca, whoever's kind of transitioning for us. So I would say that's a decent take. It's not a hot take, but I just tweak it a little bit because to me, formation does matter.
All right. I'm going to go with, give me 10. We love 10. If Allegri had been kept and we spent the same money and had the same players come in, we would have been better off. Oof.
Well, I don't know. That's not an opinion. That's just, I don't know. Just, throwing a bet out there. I can say yes and I can say no, and I have like nothing to
Allegri
go by.
would have had us in better shape right now.
I don't know. Allegri,
the same
when
roster.
he was here,
I
he
actually,
wanted Bonaventura and those guys. I don't think so. No.
he would have absolutely done better than what Motta did last year, without a doubt.
With
Motta
that
was a
idea.
disaster. That's
Yeah.
an
That
easy
idea,
that's
yeah.
an easy answer. Yes, I can't disagree with that. Would he have done better than Tudor? Probably. But does that take away the
Probably.
fact that you might have needed a change? He might have needed a change. It doesn't negate that fact. But to say that he would have done worse than what Motta did, absolutely not. Right? Like, but it's just one of those things. Yeah, I don't think I can disagree that he would have done. Like, of course he would have done better than Motta last year. Like, that was crazy.
He would not have destroyed the dressing room. That's what Motta's big fault.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
really wrecked the dressing room from inside.
I just happened to catch one in passing and scrolling as we're about to shut down, and I just want to do this one for Soiree, but it says Yildiz is already more decisive than Chiesa ever was for Juve. Oh, woo!
100.
Soiree! Where's Soiree at? Where you at, brother?
100%.
100%.
Oh,
100%.
stamp of approval. Jeez.
I'm sorry, but Chiesa's time at Juve was disappointing. Eventually, after 4 years, I don't have a lot to be happy about. And the best moment that he had, I know I'm gonna get some flack for that. The best moment that he had, that we remember him, he was a Juve player, but that was actually for Italy.
Yeah.
And after that, it really never picked up. Sorry. I don't know. I need to see the stats in terms of goals and assists and how both of them have produced for Juve over like the same time. But yeah, for sure.
Already more decisive than Chiesa ever was. I mean, I feel like he's reached the level Chiesa was, and then Chiesa just kind of disappeared. I feel like Chiesa was a little bit higher at his peak, like with us at the start, the Euros, like it was that point, that injury and everything after the injury. I think after the injury, Chiesa is kind of the same as what we're seeing from Yildiz now, but the difference is Yildiz, I think when Yildiz hits peak, it'll be way more over the top than Fede. Like, I feel if there's any gap right now, it's pretty damn close.
Yeah, and I want to just point out, his first season was great. That was awesome. It just didn't follow up for the next years. I'm not counting down what he did in that year. But the flip side of it is put Yildiz with Ronaldo and Dybala and Morata, and let's see how he does.
He would cook.
Yeah.
So,
Jeez.
But pre ACL Chiesa is, I give the edge to on being a little bit more decisive for sure. But post ACL is probably pretty damn close to the same right now as Yildiz. And let's not forget Fede's best post ACL. He disappeared for 3 months. So Yildiz disappeared for a few weeks here. But let's see if he can bring him back. Let's see if he can bring him back today. We got to beat these punks, okay? We got to take it to Cagliari. Whether Yarimina, that son of a bitch, is in there or not, we got to win today, okay? 4 points behind Como there. My goodness. Get the job done. No excuses. You're at home. It's Cagliari. Let's take care of business. A lot of fun today on this one. And guys, remember, watch along will start 20 minutes before kickoff right back here. Hope to see you all there. Everybody that's joined us on Twitter or X, whatever the hell you still call it, get over to YouTube. subscribe. I want to see you in the live watch along. We're going to have a lot of fun. And training tops on, but there's a kit under there. If you can guess the exact kit when we get to the watch along, you're going to win yourself a prize. And I promise you, you're going to love it. You're going to love it, all right? Guys, post-match tomorrow after. But Omer, Trim, pleasure as always, boys. Everybody, fino alla fine. Forza Juventus. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Ciao tutti. We'll talk to you in a bit.